Good morning. Today we'll talk about prepositions of place. In our previous session, we completed the explanation of prepositions of time. As we all know that preposition of time tell about the time. So in the same way, prepositions of place will tell about the place of some noun, pronoun or any other type of word. And obviously these words, these prepositions are kept before the noun, pronoun or other word. Let's talk about first one, that is at. At is used for a particular place with respect to a noun or pronoun. So it's clear that at preposition is used to tell about the place, to tell about the particular place of a noun or pronoun. Like as you can see in examples, at my house, at the bus stop. So these phrases tell you that at is used for telling about particular place. And in each phrase you can see they are kept before the nouns, like before house, and in second phrase noun is bus stop, and before that we are using at preposition. Next one is on. On is actually more specified type of preposition, means it tells about more specific place. On is used to be more specific as to the place of any noun, pronoun. Means it tells us about the place as at tells us, but at tells us about any place, but it is told by on more specifically. As you can see in the picture, on the table means the place becomes more specific. If I talk about the previous example which we did for the at, means at the bus stop, that was, of course, that was a place, but not as specific as is the table for a book. So book is on the table. Or other example is on the floor. Means you can say the place of noun is more specified. So on is used for more specified place. Now let's talk about beside. Beside tells you about the position of noun or pronoun or any other word, that it is in the side of something. So we can say beside identifies the place of any noun, pronoun placed next to another. Means there is no compulsion that there must be gap between those two things. They can be so close to each other. So in that case you will use the preposition which is beside. For example, beside me, as you can say, my mother is sitting beside me. Beside the box, as we can say, the ball is beside the box. So in the side of, that's called beside. In. In is used to tell the position, like as it is shown in this picture. In the bag. The vegetables are in the bag. Other examples are in the train, like if you want to talk about any other sentence, and that is going to tell about the position with respect to train, then you can use in the train, in the car. So you can make other sentences also with the help of preposition in, but it's the position of noun must be like this as it is shown in it, and in is used for the things which are in rest position. As you can see, vegetables are in rest position, they are not moving, and they are in the bag. So in is used for, of course, rest position of noun must be there, and it must be in the position as it is shown in the picture. Now next word is behind. Behind identifies the place of any noun or pronoun to be at the back of the other. As you can see in the image, that mouse is behind, at the back of the box. For example, behind my house means you can say like there is a tree behind my house when you are talking about the back of particular noun. As in other example, behind the box, like the mouse is behind the box. So behind tells about the place of anything which is back, which is at the back of some other thing. Next one is beyond. Beyond is used to tell about something which is further away in distance, means which is little more ahead of something. When there is limit of something but you are exceeding it, it means you are going beyond it. So as you can see in the picture, excess, more than, means more than something, means more farther than something, then you use beyond. As for example, we can say what you did was beyond my expectation, means the limit of my expectation, you crossed it, means you crossed the limit of my expectation, so you went beyond it, you went more more farther than that what I expected. Over is used to indicate a position vertically above something or somebody, or partly or completely covering the surface of something. Remember these words. It must cover the surface of something. In that case, we use over. It must cover either partly or completely, but it must cover the surface of something. Then only we can use over. Next one is under. Under identifies the place of any noun or pronoun with respect to another when it is lower and covered by it. Means you need both the things here. As you can see in the picture, there is a book, like above to it you can see both the things. Of course there is a gap between book and table, but you can't call it above because legs of table are also there. So you can say in a way table is covering, also tear is covering that book, so it must be at gap but covered also, then you can say under. But even if it is it touches something, something is placed over on something, then you will say it's under that particular thing. But in this picture you can see that it is at the lower position and it is also covering that thing. So even if it is not covering, then also you can say that it has to be there, it can be under to it. For example, if you keep a pen on the table, and on the pen you keep your book, so we will say there that pen is under the book because it is covering also and it is on it, then it will become under. Next is below. As you can again see the gap between two things. Below identifies the place of any noun or pronoun with respect to another when it is lower than it. Below melting point, below the box. Now in this, for this preposition, I must say that this is opposite to above. As you can see in the picture, I'll say box is above the ball and the ball is below the box. So above and below both must be having a gap between these two nouns. Now near. Near identifies the place of any noun or pronoun to be within a reasonable distance to the other. Now mind this thing that there must be a reasonable distance. Then you will say this is near to something else. So like for example, near my house, near the box there is an apple. So there must be a kind of reasonable distance. Then you can use preposition that is near. Among is used with more than two people or things. When you distribute something, or when you are going to divide something, then if those things or those people are more than two, means even if it becomes three, then also you will use among. The balls are among the boxes, sorry, There must be ball. Ball is among the boxes, right? Between. Between identifies the place of any noun or pronoun to be in the space which separates two things. As you can see, there is one apple and there are two boxes, and there is a place in between them where the apple is placed. So if there are two things, then you will use between the box. Suppose there are three boxes in this picture. Just imagine if there are three boxes or four boxes, then you will say the apple is placed among the boxes. So here we can differentiate between among and between. If the things go if the things are more than two, then you will use among. If there are two things, you will use between.